Good evening, everybody. I'm Richard Bloom. I've lived in Santa Monica for 27 years now, and have lived here with my wife and two children, both who went through the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District and are now in college. I'm running for re-election. I was elected initially in 1999, and I am really thrilled to be seeking your vote again, because we work on a lot of exciting issues, everything from homelessness to development, from sustainability to improving our education system. And I'm really proud of the work that we've done together as a community, proud of the work that we've done as a city council, and I want to continue to serve the people of our great community for 4 more years.
Thank you. John?
You know, I think from my perspective, I'm going to work with whomever the people of the city of Santa Monica ask me to work with, because I think that's why they elect, why y'all elect each and every one of us. You expect us to work well together, and when I was first elected, I immediately went to work trying to build bridges. There were people on the council who didn't necessarily feel like they were going to be able to work together with me, but in fact I've prided myself on working hard to make sure that the council as a whole, no matter who is on the council, works together so that we're accomplishing the goals of the residents of the city.
Thank you, Richard. Terrence?
It's been a disaster at the state level. No.
That's my answer.
Richard?
I had the experience today at Joe's Pizza on Broadway, and I did what I always do and politely declined. But I think the larger issue is how do we address this issue as a community, and we do have a panhandling education program that is going to be coming forward in the next few months, the object of which is to educate the public about proactive and positive ways that we can help the homeless, and why, when one gives to a panhandler, one is not is typically not contributing to a positive lifestyle, and frequently not to a homeless person.
Thanks, Richard.
In French, the trendsetter.
Sorry, you say Rick?
The way the question is phrased, no.
No. Thank you. Richard?
I'm strongly opposed to T. I don't think it does anything for traffic. In fact, I think it's going to make it more difficult for us to address that very important issue in our community. And it has so many other things that are negative consequences for our community that I think everyone should vote against it. The Measure SM is essentially a reauthorization of our existing utility users tax. It's extremely important to preserve that revenue stream. I'm voting yes on it. AA is a college bond. The college has made great strides in working with the community. I support the college bond. And finally, Measure R is the half-cent sales tax for the county. It's going to help us get moving again by providing mobility via transit.
Thanks. Thank you. Richard?
The answer to the question is yes, and that is what the land use and circulation element proposes for the community, maintaining essentially the current flavor of Main Street, which I think is really important. It really has a vibe about it, and that's what residents have said that they want to retain on Main Street, and the proposal that is currently before the council suggests exactly that. Well, I've been a strong supporter of preferential parking since I was neighborhood group president before I was on the city council. But I think we have to recognize, as I've always said, that it's a necessary evil, and we really need to start working on the evil part. And that is, we're driving, not just here in Santa Monica, but regionally, too many cars, too many different places. We've got to learn some new behaviors. We've got to be able to, and the city really has to help facilitate this. It's our job to do this, facilitate our ability to get out of our cars, take transit, walk, use bikes, and other forms of transportation. Well, Lincoln Boulevard is probably the street that needs the most work in our city. It really has deteriorated over the years. Most people don't know it's a state highway, but the city council, in its wisdom a few years back, took over the maintenance of Lincoln Boulevard. So we have a little bit more discretion now than what we would otherwise have and what we can do there. But we need to slowly end the, part of Lincoln that is full of auto repair shops and start to have neighborhood-serving businesses, small businesses located there. And what we really want to avoid is fast food restaurants and things that promote a lot of driving on the boulevard. It would really be negative for the community.
Thanks.
I support more public input. Whether that takes the form of a commission or not is to be decided by the community. So that's
Thank you.
asterisk.
Richard?
And I agree, we've had some serious problems in that area, and I think it is making a difference and will continue to make a big difference that we have a new building officer, we have a new planning director, but I think the leadership starts at the top. The city council needs to set the tone. I think we've done a pretty good job in doing that. And also at the top is our city manager, and our city manager has, along with the council, a very strong commitment to good customer service, and it really is reaching out throughout the organization, and this kind of leadership is critical to making institutional change. So I think we're doing better, and we need to continue to improve over time.
Thanks, Richard. What has the council
I don't know
done?
that my colleagues are going to want me to do the only speaking on this, but I think it's important to note that this is a problem that exists during storms. The beach by the pier is clean most of the year, but when we have stormwater runoff, crud gets carried out to the ocean, and that's when the levels are extremely high. But most importantly, the city council is the body who put the ballot measure on the $50 million ballot measure. It was done unanimously by the council. The people of the city ought to be commended for voting for that money, but we need to spend that money carefully and appropriately, and we need to have proper oversight. It takes some time to put that in place. We are moving forward on it. We do have a committee that will be starting to meet in the extremely near future. We are going to push this forward aggressively, and we're going to see change at the beach due to the fact that you all voted for that money. This is a public safety issue. We have to do it based on facts and analysis. I believe that it's going to indicate to us, show us that we do need to make that change, but we need to do it based on an understanding of the real facts.
Thank you, Terrence. Richard?
I think Jerry's on to something here. I think the question presumes that developers ought to be stigmatized, and a lot of these folks live right here in our community, starting with Frank Jury and on down to some of my neighbors in Sunset Park. I accept campaign contributions from a variety of folks in the community from every walk of life here, and it includes developers. Typically have a large number of contributions that make up the total amount that we receive. And I can tell you, I don't remember, when the election's over, I really don't remember where all those individual contributions come from. But from the perspective of those who are giving, I think that people believe it couldn't hurt if I write a check. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think there's a person sitting on this stage, I don't think there is a person on our city council that I've ever known in the years that I've sat here who could be corrupted by $250